Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are very happy that you joined us today in the first ever online MOL chemical customer event. Please let me introduce myself. My name is Piroska Bakos. I'm the head of communications for Hungary at MOL. Despite the circumstances, we still felt it crucial to hold this annual event for our customers, for you, in some way, since the current global situation has turned the changes that have already been developing in the petrol industry in the recent years. That's why we organized this online gathering. Now let me give you some details about the program. Firstly, you will hear 3 presentations from our keynote speakers. We start with Mr. Peter Haltenberger, MOL Group's Senior Vice President for Downstream Commerce and Optimization, who has 20+ years of business experience with the field of sales and marketing. He will be followed by Mr. László Somogyi, Head of Polyol Sales and Marketing, who has been working in manager position in the last 20 years and been specialized in market builds-up for polyurethane and engineering plastic applications. Our third speaker will be Mr. Attila Béres, Head of Polyol Product Development and Technical Service, who is an experienced business director in the chemical industry with 20+ years of proficiency in polyurethanes business expansion. The gentlemen are going to give you some insights into our petrochemical services and production, as well as the new polyol complex. After the presentations, we continue with a very special video screening, followed by the question and answer session as a closure of our event. Now I would like to give you some practical information too. To make today's customer event as enjoyable and smooth as possible, we have created a separate online platform with a number of useful features. These include the program feature, which you can approach throughout the whole event. Clicking on presenters, you will find information of our speakers with photos, bios, and their presentations topics. You can also see the Q&A feature. This is very important. Here you can send us your questions from now on, which we continuously monitor and collect throughout the whole event, and the most frequently asked ones at the Q&A session will be answered. I encourage everyone to raise questions. This is really a unique opportunity. The survey function will only appear near the end of the event when I will ask you, the participants, to complete it. However, the completion is optional. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first speaker today, Mr. Peter Haltenberger, MOL Group's Senior Vice President for Downstream Commerce and Optimization. He joined MOL Group 5 years ago as a petrochemical sales manager and has become the director of Petrochemicals Business Unit in 2017 due to his professional attitude and competence with business profitability. Mr. Haltenberger will present you the polyol project and discuss the challenges and the results of the investment. This should be an exciting presentation. Please.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us at this important occasion. MOL Group is an international oil, gas and petrochemical company headquartered from Budapest. Across the different activities of the company, it is 26,000 of us working. Our activities are spread among 30 different countries, but focusing on Central and Eastern Europe. The refining is focused in 3 refineries. Petrochemical activities are located in Slovakia and Hungary. It is the area of petrochemicals where a recent major project has been launched. This is the polyol project, where a decision to enter this business was taken in 2017. This is a 1.2 billion euros project, including the whole value chain starting from propylene oxide and moving towards polyol and propylene glycols. The site of this project is Tiszaújváros in the east of Hungary, And we work on this project with several strategic partners who are executing the construction. The way of and the complexity of the project has determined that many of the equipment, large size equipment, are coming from different locations around the world. Being an inland location in the middle of Hungary, logistics was definitely one of the key challenges for the execution of this project. Due to the size of the transported equipment, where in 65 cases it was large equipment, the water transportation has been selected. This added one additional level of complexity to the project, which was the water levels of the Tisa River, which is the only way how on water this equipment could reach the site. Since November 2019, more than 60 items had to reach this way the site, and by now we can say that all that worked out well, and the water levels did not hinder us in this exercise. It was not only water, however, how the equipment got there. As you will see in a moment on a short video, we also had large equipment delivered to the site on the road. Please have a look at the short summary of this logistics activity.
The polyol complex in Tisa Újváros will be the most advanced chemical plant in Central Eastern Europe. The €1.2 billion project is the MOL Group's largest and most complex investment project. From the very start, it was clear that not only the completed facility, but also the process of its construction would be amazing. The production of key equipment requires special know-how and competence that few manufacturers have in the world, and the number of potential partners is also severely limited by considerations regarding the protection of the technology. So it took years of logistics planning and required the coordinated use of special heavy haulage equipment to transport the nearly 100 items, each weighing hundreds of tons, from across the ocean and from several locations in Europe to Tisa Újváros in time. Some of the oversized cargoes were transported to Hungary from Belgium and Italy. Items that could be transported by road were transloaded to heavy haulage trailers at the Győr and Budapest ports, and it took the special convoys several days to get them to Tisa Újváros. The parts from Italy arrived from the Black Sea through the port of Constanta. From there, they were taken on the River Danube and the River Tisa to the Tisa Újváros transshipment point. Part of the plant that will produce the polyol final product was first built in Thailand. Then, like a giant Lego set, it was taken apart. The modules were transported halfway across the globe by ship, which took 4 months, and were assembled again in Tisa Újváros. The unloading of the cargo transported by water posed another incredible challenge to the experts. A temporary port needed to be built where the transshipment of the items, several of which weighed hundreds of tons, required a tremendously powerful crawler crane. Then they were transported by 2 huge special transport vehicles. And finally, success. Over the course of 5 months, nearly 100 heavyweight shipments arrived in Tisa Újváros safe and sound from several parts of the world. Despite the low water levels, borders closed because of the pandemic, the complexity of the task, and the risks involved in the prefabrication process in Thailand, the transshipment project was successfully completed, thanks to the hard and high-quality work of our committed employees and partners.
By now, this challenge we have passed, and transportation of major equipment to the site has been completed, as you have seen on the video, and the site completion has reached close to 70%. There are other challenges on this road for us as well. Pandemic has also impacted us. There are two main ways how pandemic has impacted this project. As I mentioned earlier, a number of different sites across countries are involved in the preparation for the project. And for those which were in countries very critically hit, that was a direct impact in terms of timing of completion, they are part of work. The other form of the impact is directly on the site, where we made from the very beginning of the pandemic situation a lot of preventive action, but still we could not completely avoid spreading of the virus on the site. So therefore, we had to adapt the speed and the presence on the site to the risks and to the main priority to keep the people safe on the site. Today, we are arriving to a very important milestone in opening of our process and product development focused R&D center here in Százhalombatta. Thanks again for being with us at this occasion.
Thank you very much, Peter, for your insightful thoughts. I would now like to invite you to listen to Dr. László Somogyi, Head of Polyo Sales and Marketing, who will introduce us to the sales, marketing and customer service teams, the leaders, their duties, as well as our plans for further HR-related expansions.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear future partners of our polyol, propylene glycol and propylene oxide business. As we have learned in the previous presentation from Mr. Haltenberger, MOL is on its way to significantly expand the petrochemical business line with a new state-of-the-art production complex. This fully backwards integrated site represents our company's strong commitment to transform a gradually increasing portion of our refinery output into more valuable products. Committed to reliable partnership. This is the motto we have chosen for this journey of entering the polyurethanes business. Committed to reliable partnership. MOL has always been actively building lasting, trustworthy relationships with its partners by providing quality products and quality services not only in Central Eastern Europe, but increasingly in the whole European Union and even outside the boundaries of Europe as well. We want to be your reliable partner in propylene oxide, polyols and propylene glycol products in the years and decades to come. This is how we planned the complete value chain, the production plants, the logistics services, the sales and marketing operations, and of course our R&D activities. And this is how we want to operate them. On this slide, I'd like to introduce our team members, who are and will be the primary customer contacts at MOL. All customer-facing activities will be handled by a competent, strongly connected team consisting of sales experts, customer service officers, and technical service experts as well. Our sales and marketing team colleagues will be located in primarily 6 countries. Currently, 3 members of the sales team have seen the full development of the project from initial concept phase throughout the investment decision and into the construction phase. They have been actively engaged in customer visits and interactions to shape the development of the early marketing and product placement plans. From 2021 onwards, we will have regional sales representatives in Poland, Italy, Romania, and in Turkey as well. Our customer service officers will diligently execute the day-to-day activities such as order handling, confirmations, product transport organizations, all in line with our customers' requirements. Our technical service expert colleagues are members of the R&D organization. We have experienced colleagues in flexible foam, in case, and in rigid applications. We are very proud to join and already feel part of the polyurethanes community, but we also understand that there is a long journey still ahead of us. We have put together a broad portfolio of polyol products we believe would fit best to the current market needs. The target is to introduce this portfolio step by step to the market, starting with the more generally used flexible polyol grades and moving towards the more specialized grades used in rigid and in case applications. Our R&D center will be there to answer market needs and special customer requests alike, in case new grades need to be developed. MOL is committed towards sustainable development. We know that sustainability will play a major role in the value chains where our products will be used, and we want to meet the expectations our future markets demand from us, also in this respect. We will be working very hard to gain our customers' trust and confidence in our products and services in support of our motto, committed to reliable partnership, thereby ensuring that MOL becomes a household name as a reputable and trustworthy supplier of quality products.
Thank you very much, László, for introducing us to the teams. Our last speaker today is Dr. Attila Béres, Head of Polyol R&D, who will talk about the importance of research and development.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, it has been 2 years since the laying of the foundation stone of MOL's Polyol R&D Center here in the Danube refinery near Budapest. The investment exceeding 10 million euros for building and setting up this modern facility has been a vital part of the company's polyol project, marking the commitment of MOL to become a new key supplier of polyether polyol and propylene glycol products in Europe. We believe the technical development and support capabilities of our team, backed with world-class assets, will be essential for building and maintaining our future customers' trust and satisfaction in our products and services. Here at the new R&D Center, we develop the polyol products and provide key support for the production process upscaling and optimization. We also build and develop our polyurethanes application technology know-how and testing capabilities from lab to semi-industrial scale, providing crucial background for product performance testing and technical service for our customers. Our activities cover developing key technical information and documentation on MOL's polyol product range, providing technical support for the production startup and sales launch through formulation support, quality monitoring, and product testing. While we are focusing on the gradual introduction of our initial product portfolio to the market, we are continuously expanding our team's technical expertise and innovative competencies in order to build robust future new product development capabilities. We will strive to offer technical collaborations to our customers and scientific partners. And once we get through this pandemic crisis and air travel will be possible again, our location offers easy accessibility from and to Budapest International Airport. I am pleased to introduce our organization that consists of 12 engineers and 7 technicians. Some of our team members have been introduced already, as they will work in customer-facing technical service functions. Mr. Peter Schuba is leading our polyol production process team of 2 engineers and 4 reactor technicians. This group is responsible for verifying the initial polyol grade recipes and developing new ones in the future, as well as providing hands-on support through the production upscaling process. Mrs. Erősné, Judith Horváth, with her administrative support colleague, is taking care of the facility management and securing the routine operation of the team. Mr. Gergely András Kecskés is leading our analytical support team. They are responsible for implementing and applying internationally accepted analytical techniques, as well as sourcing external services, in order to ensure the polyol products will meet the defined product specification. The application development team is responsible for the polyol application technology knowledge building, polyurethane formulations and testing development, as well as product performance testing. These colleagues will also play an important role in collecting and conveying info from the market and legislative instances for new product development and optimization. Alda Lukács, our development expert for flexible foam application, will be guiding the work of 2 laboratory technicians. The application field is supported by Marcin Tomczak and Péter Gábor as technical service experts. For the case and rigid foam application areas, respectively, Mrs. Yamur Cavusoglu and Dr. Werner Peter Groh will have dual roles as development specialists and technical service experts. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, it has been a great pleasure for me to introduce the new Polyol Technology Center and the Research and Development team to you this morning. Rest assured that all members of the Polyol Product Development and Technical Service team, together with their colleagues in sales, marketing, logistics, and production, are keenly looking forward to servicing our customers following the Polyol production startup.
Thank you, Attila. It has been a fascinating speech indeed. As promised, we have prepared something very special for you today. Please join us now on a virtual tour around MOL Polyol Research and Development Center. The state-of-the-art facility bears the name of Mr. György Mosonyi, former CEO and chairman of the supervisory board of MOL, who had been an integral part of our company. It felt as a fitting tribute naming this historic new complex after him.
MOL Polyol. Innovation, quality, reliability. The three pillars on which our research and development laboratory was built upon, with the goal to provide our clients with the very best. And now, the Mosonyi György Center opens its doors to you to partake in a virtual tour, so you can see how seriously we take these values. Our first stop is the state-of-the-art reactor hall. A key research and development tool is the 20-liter laboratory test reactor, which acts as the first stage of the polyol scale-up process. This unit enables us to design the molecular structure of the polyol grades and optimize the production process from polymerization up until the workup of the targeted polyol grades. By continuously improving the reaction process parameters and understanding the relationship between feedstock, process, and product performance, we can support the polyol manufacturing teams to run the polyol assets in a safe, reliable, and optimized manner to consistently produce on-spec products. The next stage of the scale-up process, going from the 20-liter research reactor, will be the half-ton pilot plant in Tiszaújváros, facilitating production quality improvements, reliability optimization studies, and future grade introduction to the market. Next stop, foaming laboratory. A fully equipped application testing laboratory is available to develop a variety of polyurethane formulations for slab stock, molding, rigid, and case applications. The focus will be on evaluating the reactivity of polyols and testing the mechanical properties of the small-scale polyurethane material samples. Besides testing the quality of the polyols, the experienced team of application specialists will develop formulation support for customers in line with industry regulations and technical trends, as well as troubleshooting and giving prompt technical support to customers in response to any feedback on polyol quality. On to the next one, the application hall. We can prepare foams from small scale up to semi-production scale by utilizing our state-of-the-art equipment, allowing us to mimic the industrial scale process and obtain foams with properties close to those produced by our customers. We will be able to offer polyols to our customers which have been thoroughly application tested, thus ensuring a product performance that meets or surpasses their expectations. Our experienced application testing experts for slab stock, molding, rigid, and case will use these facilities to carry out development work in line with the latest market trends and the newest regulations. Now let's talk a bit about safety. MOL will not compromise on safety and seeks to assure compliance with the highest HSE standards. The safety of our co-workers and visitors to the R&D facility is our top priority, and hence we have invested in professional, high-sensitivity portable TDI and MDI isocyanate sensors capable of reliably measuring the concentration of isocyanates in the atmosphere in real time. Now we will move on to our foam testing equipment. To support our customers, the MOL R&D team is equipped to develop formulations with an optimized processing behavior and resulting in PU articles with the desired mechanical performance. A full array of testing equipment is available to perform the necessary standardized mechanical property tests,
not only for flexible foams, but also for rigid and case polyurethane samples. And we arrived at our last stop, the analytical lab. The R&D lab will contain a variety of analytical equipment to test polyol quality. In addition, cooperation with universities and various scientific partners will extend the range of available analytical techniques in our portfolio, including powerful molecular analysis by NMR. In the research and development of improved polyol grades, these tools will allow the analysis of, for instance, the molecular structure, the physical product properties, and the concentration of the remaining volatile organic compounds. These analytical techniques will also be used to analyze MOL polyols to the highest standard before they are being released for commercial sales. Our state-of-the-art analytical facility, in combination with the polyurethane application testing, will be key to support the development of the high-performance polyol grades of the future. Now our tour has come to an end. The newly constructed polyol R&D facility is a key asset in supporting the innovation, quality, and reliability criteria we have spelled out at the outset. The laboratory will be instrumental in the startup phase of MOL's polyol project, but also will form a strong base for future polyol developments meeting customer requirements. Thank you for joining us in this virtual journey, and we are very much looking forward to our real business journey together.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed our virtual R&D lab tour. As I promised at the beginning of the event, we continue now with the Q&A session. Thank you very much for everybody who came up with questions. Our colleagues helped us to summarize them during the presentations. In the meantime, Mr. László Csomogyi joined us and going to give answers for the first couple of questions. The first one. Our first question refers to the capacity of the new MOL polyol complex. What will be the annual capacity of the complex? What can our customers expect? With what volume of production will MOL be present on the market?
Thank you, Piroska. That's basically the very first question, I guess, that everyone would ask in that situation. The answer is very simple. The answer should be ready by now, from the very beginning of the planning phase of this complex. The total capacity of the complex, which will consist of the hydrogen peroxide plant, the propylene oxide plant, the polypropylene glycol plants, and the polyol plants. The very first step is the propylene oxide, and that's the major capacity that we count on. That will be 200,000 tons per year. Concerning the polyol capacity, that's another important issue, which will be roughly, again, same order of magnitude, 200,000 tons. But of course, how much we will produce from the polyols will depend on the product mix that we will have as orders in that particular year. So from the propylene oxide, you also produce propylene glycols. The total propylene glycol capacity is roughly 70,000 tons. Most of it is monopropylene glycol, both industrial and pharma grades. The smaller part is dipropylene glycols, and we have a so-called heavy glycol mix as well. So that's the capacity.
Okay. 2020 was an incredibly tough year for everyone, for the business and the people, due to the coronavirus pandemic situation. Amidst the crisis, when do you expect the complex to start its operation? Yeah, it's a hard question.
It is, yes. And honestly, this is the question we cannot really answer, particularly per date as of now. The original plan was to start the complex, to put it into operation by the end of 2021, so roughly a year from now, which will not going to happen, we know already. We already communicated in 2020, when this corona pandemic situation hit us, and most of us in the industry, that we expect a few months or several months delay. At that point of time, we said few months. Now we would say we will probably face several months delay because of this pandemic situation. Put really challenges in front of us and put us challenges on us that made us rethink the schedule. What I can assure you is that our project team, together with the licensing contractors, ThyssenKrupp, and all the subcontractors, are working really hard to catch up with recovery plans so that we can minimize the delay. The realistic date for the startup, I would say, we can tell you more exactly at the end of the first quarter 2021, roughly. And we will certainly keep our future partners updated about that.
Okay, thank you very much. So how many grades will MOL have in the polyol portfolio after the inauguration of the new complex?
Yes, that's also an important question. We will start to build up our grade portfolio gradually. We will start with the most commonly used base polyol grades for both the slab stock, the flexible molded, and the case applications. And then we plan to have a portfolio of roughly 20 polyols by the end of the second full year in production.
In connection with this question, I would raise the next one, which refers to the polymer polyol products. Will MOL produce polymer polyols in the new complex?
Yeah, thanks again for the question. Yes, we know that polymer polyols are part of most of the important polyester polyol portfolios that are currently available on the market. So we also consider increasing and extending our portfolio with polymer polyols. Not from the beginning. Most likely we need a few more years in order to come up with the final portfolio of polymer polyols. In the meantime, we also evaluate the options of sourcing third-party polymer polyols for the completion of our portfolio as a bridging option.
Okay, thank you. Moving forward with our next question. In the R&D lab tour, we have seen how well equipped it is, even with machines which are able to test different polyurethanes. Some can believe that MOL considered to be integrated forward and step into system businesses. Could you please share the MOL strategy regarding this topic?
Yeah. We have seen similar questions already from potential partners in the future. We can definitely say that our core focus, the current focus, is to become a reliable partner in base polyol businesses. So there are no current plans to extend our business into the polyurethane system portfolio. We also not planning to establish a system house, a polyurethane system house as of today. So the answer is, in short, no, we are not considering that at the moment.
Okay. Now a question about logistics. Transportation is extremely important regarding the polyol manufacturing industry, because even a perfect quality material can be spoiled by poor logistics, unfortunately. How does MOL ensure the state-of-the-art logistics services?
Yes, indeed. Logistics services are really important for the polyurethane industry. We've taken this question really seriously from the very beginning, and analyzed all the situations, all the possible scenarios, how to solve that important issue. We also consider to establish our own fleet to transport the products to our customers. Also, MOL does it in several other business units. On the other hand, in the end, we said we would rather team up with state-of-the-art, well-known logistic providers on the market. Currently, we are in the tendering phase. We already have really good candidates in the tender, and I assume these names are well known for most of our customers. So you will be provided with excellent services currently available on the market.
Okay, so that will be not a surprise.
Yeah.
Who will make the transportation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
indeed, and we continue then with the other bunch of the questions, and I would like to ask Mr. Attila Béres to join us here at the stage to answer the next questions. Hello, Attila, again. So we've talked about a lot of things, but there are other more interesting questions here. As I heard from Laszlo, it's all about being gradual, building services up step by step. That's really interesting. According to my knowledge, there are two kinds of catalysts that can be used in polyol production. What catalyst will be used here?
MOL will utilize a potassium hydroxide catalyzed, or KOH catalyzed production batch process in the polyol plants. And this is a technology that provides a suitable technology for all polyol grades used in the polyurethane application segments. So therefore, we will be able to offer a broad market coverage for our customer needs.
Okay. Will you only manufacture standard polyol grades, or will you offer specific products with different reactivity as well?
That's a good question. So it's again graduality. Certainly, after the startup, we will start with standard grades suitable for the mainstream production of flexible slabstock, molded flexible foam and case applications. In the flexible molded application, I would also mention the automotive seating and acoustic foam applications. But for customer-specific or dedicated product will be added later in the future, can be an option, and we will consider it, as well as joint product development programs together with customers.
Together with customers, this is an important issue. Okay, natural-based polyols are a hot topic nowadays. May I ask you if you plan to manufacture biopolyols? Its usage is quite marginal as of now, but at the same time, many are already experimenting with it, and it will probably be more significant in the long run. What's your view on it?
Yes, it's an important question, and it's really a hot topic and important topic regarding to sustainability. However, producing biopolyols or natural oil-based polyols is not part of the plan of MOL. We want to exploit our fully integrated production chain from crude oil production through refining, propylene and propylene oxide production to our own polyol production. So therefore, we will utilize this fully integrated chain, and we are not considering the natural-based polyols production.
Also not in the future?
At the moment, this is absolutely not in the scope of our plans.
Okay. This leads us to another interesting question. Isocyanate is the other major component of polyurethane. Does MOL plan to build its own isocyanate production capacities?
This is again something that we are not planning. There is a close vicinity of a well-known isocyanate producer in Hungary to our plant, and this makes this option absolutely economically irrelevant option to consider. So we are not planning that.
Okay. That sounds really reasonable. And what kind of R&D services will MOL offer to its customers, if you can speak about it a little bit more detailed?
Yeah, we tailored and developing our customer services in mind with the customer needs in our R&D functions as well. So the customer service means technical service for us is an integral and crucial part of our R&D functions. So within the technical service, we will have a qualified and competent team of development engineers and technical service experts offering technical assistance and support for our customers, either remotely or on-site visits possible, and we will strive to offer as much help as possible for implementing and applying our products, as well as troubleshooting or finding new solutions for eventual problems together with the customers.
Okay. You mentioned beforehand sustainability. This is a very important word and thing nowadays. We can all hear about large businesses and governments aim for sustainable operation, and MOL is, of course, no exception. We take sustainability and recycling very seriously. Can you tell us more about MOL's strategy for circular economy, recycling, and sustainable development?
Yeah, thank you.
It's a broader aspect, but I think it's
Indeed,
really interesting.
Sustainability and circular economy is a key element of MOL strategy as well, and we are highly committed in these areas. Our efforts are marked with very important investments in the waste plastic recycling. Recently, in the past years, we invested in mechanical and solvent-based mechanical recycling of plastic waste. And also, we just started up our bitumen rubber plant, which is utilizing used rubber tire scrap to recycle for a valuable product. And we are also aware, and we are very keen to deal with sustainability aspects as well as circular economy in the polyurethane world as well. There are still a lot of challenges, though, around the PU recycling and using renewable raw materials for the manufacture of polyurethanes. However, we are committed that besides keeping the main focus for us is now to start up successfully the polyol complex and get in the business smoothly. At the same time, we are already assessing options for our possible future contribution, especially in the PU sustainability area.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will see. We are keen about the deadline as well, about the polyol complex. It can be inaugurate, and then we will see. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Attila. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your questions. Hopefully you received all the information you have been looking for. And this marks also the end of our event today. Last but not least, please don't forget to complete the survey I mentioned at the beginning of the event. Your opinion is essential. The completion is optional, of course, but your feedback would be really appreciated. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this special occasion, and many thanks to the speakers and organizers too, without whom this event could not have taken place. We will meet again next year, hopefully in person, not just virtually as now. Until then, stay safe and healthy, everyone, and take care. Thank you very much. Goodbye, and let's see the video about the virtual R&D tour again. Thank you. Bye.
MOL Polyol. Innovation, quality, reliability. The three pillars on which our research and development laboratory was built upon, with the goal to provide our clients with the very best. And now, the Moshony György Center opens its doors to you to partake in a virtual tour, so you can see how seriously we take these values. Our first stop is the state-of-the-art reactor hall. A key research and development tool is the 20-liter laboratory test reactor, which acts as the first stage of the polyol scale-up process. This unit enables us to design the molecular structure of the polyol grades and optimize the production process from polymerization up until the workup of the targeted polyol grades. By continuously improving the reaction process parameters and understanding the relationship between feedstock, process, and product performance, we can support the polyol manufacturing teams to run the polyol assets in a safe, reliable, and optimized manner to consistently produce on-spec products. The next stage of the scale-up process, going from the 20-liter research reactor, will be the half-ton pilot plant in Tiszaújváros, facilitating production quality improvements, reliability optimization studies, and future grade introduction to the market. Next stop, foaming laboratory. A fully equipped application testing laboratory is available to develop a variety of polyurethane formulations for slab stock, molding, rigid, and case applications. The focus will be on evaluating the reactivity of polyols and testing the mechanical properties of the small-scale polyurethane material samples. Besides testing the quality of the polyols, the experienced team of application specialists will develop formulation support for customers in line with industry regulations and technical trends, as well as troubleshooting and giving prompt technical support to customers in response to any feedback on polyol quality. On to the next one, the application hall. We can prepare foams from small scale up to semi-production scale by utilizing our state-of-the-art equipment, allowing us to mimic the industrial scale process and obtain foams with properties close to those produced by our customers. We will be able to offer polyols to our customers which have been thoroughly application tested, thus ensuring a product performance that meets or surpasses their expectations. Our experienced application testing experts for slab stock, molding, rigid, and case will use these facilities to carry out development work in line with the latest market trends and the newest regulations. Now let's talk a bit about safety. MOL will not compromise on safety and seeks to assure compliance with the highest HSE standards. The safety of our co-workers and visitors to the R&D facility is our top priority, and hence we have invested in professional, high-sensitivity portable TDI and MDI isocyanate sensors capable of reliably measuring the concentration of isocyanates in the atmosphere in real time. Now we will move on to our foam testing equipment. To support our customers, the MOL R&D team is equipped to develop formulations with an optimized processing behavior and resulting in PU articles with the desired mechanical performance. A full array of testing equipment is available to perform the necessary standardized mechanical property tests, not only for flexible foams, but also for rigid and case polyurethane samples. And we arrived at our last stop, the analytical lab. The R&D lab will contain a variety of analytical equipment to test polyol quality. In addition, cooperation with universities and various scientific partners will extend the range of available analytical techniques in our portfolio, including powerful molecular analysis by NMR. In the research and development of improved polyol grades, these tools will allow the analysis of, for instance, the molecular structure, the physical product properties, and the concentration of the remaining volatile organic compounds. These analytical techniques will also be used to analyze MOL polyols to the highest standard before they are being released for commercial sales. Our state-of-the-art analytical facility, in combination with the polyurethane application testing, will be key to support the development of the high-performance polyol grades of the future. Now our tour has come to an end. The newly constructed polyol R&D facility is a key asset in supporting the innovation, quality, and reliability criteria we have spelled out at the outset. The laboratory will be instrumental in the startup phase of MOL's polyol project, but also will form a strong base for future polyol developments meeting customer requirements. Thank you for joining us in this virtual journey, and we are very much looking forward to our real business journey together.